Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes, yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage, we are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
All right. Welcome to another week of Manifestations 2020. My background looks a little different. I am actually going live from my house in Tampa. I love it here. It's so dope. Can't wait to the final transition. But as you guys can see, empty back wall. Look like I'm on a interview of Scared Straight. So, you know, definitely getting things kicked off. And we have some great content for you guys tonight. A great show tonight. We welcome Major back on with us this week. He was away with us from last week, so glad to have him back on this week.
What's
So
up?
yeah,
What's up?
definitely,
Hey,
man. Let's chop it up. We got our subject of the day is good advice, bad advice, horrible advice. All right.
Oh, wow.
What we need to stay away from and what we need to intake. So definitely wanted to start off because last week we talked about the whole Mike Tyson debacle, but Major wasn't here, and I just wanted to give him his piece on that. So as you've seen last week, we talked about how the news, the media, everybody made a big deal about Jake Paul beating Mike Tyson. So I saw this piece from our great brother Lord Jamal that said Mike Tyson tarnished his legacy for 20 million, and I don't think it was worth it. He did all of that for a little bit of bread. The government is going to take half. His team is going to take about 20%. At the end, you'll see that it wasn't really worth it. The highest amount he could get out of the 20 million is 5 million. That's not worth tarnishing your image or legacy for. It was disappointing performance. The fight was scripted and start to finish. It had his official record that he lost to Jake Paul, and it's on Jake Paul's record that he beat the great Mike Tyson. That's crazy. One got paid 40 million and the other received 20 million. And we already shared our thoughts on that, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Major. Did you think that was an L for Mike Tyson, or did you think that was a good look?
I think that was a serious L for Mike Tyson. I'm in total agreement with Lord Jamar. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement with Lord Jamar. I think that's a serious L for Mike Tyson. I'm kind of disappointed because, I thought more of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson went through a lot of different trials and tribulations, and there was a lot of growth that I thought he went through, but apparently, he still allowed himself to be suckered by the system and the powers that be. You know what I mean? Because that was not a good look. But at the same time, we can say that we don't know what kind of expenses Mike Tyson is dealing with. Unfortunately, a lot of these celebrities, they put themselves in these very precarious positions, where, they don't know how to manage money, and they end up in these horrible predicaments where they have to pull stunts like this in order to survive. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my guess. That would be my guess because he's blown through his money before. This is not, a first rodeo for Mike Tyson. He's blown through money, millions and millions and millions, more than that before. So I can see him, running through his money again and being in the same position to have to do something like this. But overall, yes, I agree with it. It's a big L, and yeah, my prayers go out to Mike, man. I worry about guys like Mike. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be too hard on him, but when you watch Mike and you listen to Mike over the past few years and even from before, a lot of people have wondered about his mental, his faculties. You know what I'm saying? If he's all there, you know what I'm saying? And I just hope that he wasn't in a position, where he just had to do that, and he was kind of taken advantage of, or whatever the case may be. It's a huge L, man. It's ugly. Yeah, I hate to see stuff like that happen to the greats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That really, really bugs me.
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about that last week. My thing was it's a very bad look for Black society. I know there's plenty of people out there that's saying, yeah, you got to take care of your elders and the legends. They don't get paid like that. I understand all of that, but at the end of the day, you still got to get held accountable for it because the grand scheme of the things really hurts Black people and the image of Black people in the long run. So I didn't really like that, and I felt like you work so hard. And here's another thing, another angle that really made me mad is I'm like, okay, if you're gonna sell your legacy in that way, you shouldn't be taking the lower end of the cut. I don't give a fuck.
There
Who
you
wins the
go.
fight.
There
get what
you
I'm saying?
go.
You're not
Yes.
supposed to leave with 40% and he 40 million, and then you get 20 million. Your legacy is the reason why he's even getting this worldwide attention. Everybody
And
tuned
you
in to
take the
see
L.
you. Yeah,
Yes.
everybody tuned in to see you, not him. So he should have got 60 million and Jake should have got 5, because guess what? When you go to your and I want people to understand how important your legacy is and how much that you are you have on it, and the pull and the leverage you have. Because when you look at it from all aspects, you have earned your way, you've grinded your way up top, and you have earned that image, you have earned everything that you got. You know what I'm saying? That whole legacy, your legacy is supposed to be licensed out to where you profit off of it and not somebody else profit off of it.
Yeah.
Because
that
to me is a slap in the face, because even on the long on you going up, you telling people, right? If you're in that situation, if any one of y'all get in that situation, how you leverage that argument is you say, hey, my legacy, pay my legacy up front. Your legacy is just now starting, right? Whatever you create. But guess what? You can take that 5 million and still end up making way more than me taking 60 million. Because that 5 million you're taking now might seem small to you, but guess what? You get to sell merch. You get to do all of this other stuff that can build your empire to even 100 million or even 200 million from this. So let me get the huge bag up front, because I'm exiting out the door. You still are a young dude who can build your way up and even make surpass me in the long run. So for you to take that up front, the large up front, and give me the shitty, now I'm still in the same predicament. Just like Lord Jamal said, you're going to take home 5 million at that after everything is done. That shit made me so mad to see that our legend took less than what a fucking goofball did, regardless of him arranging the whole situation. And that shit burnt me up more than I heard any argument from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I land my plane on that.
Nah, facts, man. I mean, if we're being totally honest, Jake Paul is the ray gun of boxing. You understand what I'm saying? Like this underqualified, goofy ass white person, that has no real skill level, that's just, getting the benefits of being white. You know what I'm saying? And he shouldn't have even been in the ring with Tyson to begin with. You could tell the fight was scripted, dude. It's sad. It's sad the way that shit went down. Go ahead, Bob.
Correct.
And and again, no disrespect to Mike whatsoever. We're not dumping on Mike or anything. This is all love from people that respect him. Love not just Mike Tyson, the boxer, the name, the brand, the history, the legacy, but also people that actually love and respect Mike Tyson, the person.
Right.
But this is the difference between a Mike Tyson and a Floyd Mayweather. You would never, people would crack jokes about Floyd, about him not being able to read, being illiterate and all that stuff, whatever. If there's one thing that Floyd, pretty boy Floyd Money Mayweather is not illiterate on, it's about his paper and his business.
Facts.
He might not be able to count the money, but he knows when he holds the bag if it's all there or not. And you would never be able to get Floyd Mayweather in a situation where they take a deal like this. This is basically walking over and getting bent over the barrel and getting your cheeks taken from you.
Basically.
Every way you look at this, Mike Tyson is taking the doo-doo end of this thing. And I'm not being funny. Think about it. This is, first off, this is a scripted fight. He's not even allowed to look ferocious. I was listening to the fellas over at It Is What It Is, Stat, Mace, and Cam, and Michael Irvin was talking as well. He went in on it a little bit, and he said one of the things that he said he doesn't know because he didn't see the contract, but he suspects this was in there, is if you've seen any of Mike Tyson's fights, you know that arguably his most devastating move is that uppercut.
Yeah.
When Mike rotates that torso, flings your direction, and sends that fist going upwards, he's basically knocking your soul to the kingdom.
Yeah.
If he doesn't permanently put you in the ground, you're gonna get to go up there and say what's up to God. You get to shout at your grandma. You get to have some punch, sit around for some snacks, whatever, some tea time. Then you get to come back down. That's how high up your soul is flying when Mike puts the paws on you with that uppercut. And we've seen all the explosivity in his training and everything, not just before the fight, but even from things before the fight, before Jake Paul came in the picture. We know that Mike Tyson still got it. We didn't see any shade of that Mike Tyson in that ring on that evening. And not once did he even look like he was about to throw a punch. Something else that Irvin pointed out, and again, this is just speculation. No one's saying that this is what it is. But he said one of the things that he noticed about Tyson was Tyson kind of had like a little tick where he's almost like biting his finger, like typically when people are trying to restrain themselves. When you see people that have certain
he kept biting his glove. That shit was weird.
Yeah, like he's trying to restrain himself because he knows he can go, but he's got to do something. And that's typically common to people who have certain conditions where they're prone to making outbursts or whatever, or get physical. They'll do certain things, like you might see them just like twitching or whatever, and you think it's funny or weird, but that's their way of trying to regulate themselves. He said it basically looked like Mike was on a muzzle and everything was going according to what was in the contract. So he's not able to properly showcase his skills in the ring at his age, which would have been great for him to do and for his brand. He's not able to even put any damage on Paul. He's not able to showcase his moves. He's taking a lesser cut when he's the person with the name. Nobody would go and pay money to see Jake Paul do shit. They're paying to see Mike Tyson. They're paying for the name brands.
Facts.
Right? And everywhere you look, and on top of that, probably the worst thing out of all this, even besides the money, because we're talking about legacy, which I think it's funny how he addressed that in the interview with that girl. But even despite all this nonsense, they still found a way to make this an official fight that will go on the record. Right now, if you look in the record books, it says that Mike Tyson was defeated unanimously by Jake Paul.
That's crazy.
And there's something sinister about that too, as well. Because some people might be saying, well, it doesn't mean anything because of the decision. Paul didn't knock him out. Here's the thing about that. Anyone who knows anything about fighting or anything about competition, period, knows that what they always talk about football, any given Sunday. It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how high the odds are stacked against you. You could be a team stacked with NFL Pro Bowlers, Super Bowl champions, going up against a Little League team. As long as you have two competitors out there competing, there's always a chance. A lot might have to go wrong. It might have to be some astronomical crapshoot. But if you have two sides out there competing, there's a chance for the underdog to pull it off. And we know that it does happen, and it happens pretty frequently. Underdog stories are popular, they're well known, and typically you remember those underdog comeback stories much more than when you see the stories about people that went ahead and, did it beyond a shadow of a doubt, right?
Right.
If Jake Paul lucked up, quote unquote, and was able to knock Mike Tyson out, you could have said anything. You could have said that, Paul got lucky, or I bet he can't do it again, blah, blah, blah. You can say that, you can make those excuses, and it happens all the time. But when you have judges step in and say that this fighter won unanimously, all got the same scores and everything, that's basically saying that you had three unbiased people who were there as impartial witnesses, and pretty much anybody could see that this person clearly won the fight. No, they might not be bloody, might not be no broken bones or damage or whatever. But if you watch the performance, a unanimous decision says that anybody with reasonable sense and knowledge of the sport could tell that X fighter won against Y fighter.
Right.
Knock out and get a knockout or a submission, depending on the kind of fight it is. But you don't luck out and get a unanimous decision. A split, you have a majority win or whatever, you can call that luck. One person just happened to see it differently from another person. But if you have 3 or more people that all see it the same exact way, that's saying that this is undisputed. And that's sinister. But every way you look at it, it was set up for Tyson to take an L, and he shouldn't have to do that. There's a story about a plumber, a ship mechanic, right? There's this big cruise ship that's about to go on this maiden voyage, a lot of money behind it, a lot of wealthy people are going to be on board, and all of a sudden something's wrong. They can't set sail. So they go and they call for this mechanic to come out and take a look at it. This old guy, he comes on, he takes a look around the ship, he just walks around, just touching things, fiddling with things. All of a sudden, he takes out one screwdriver, finds the screw, tightens it, and says, okay, that's it. That's it? Yeah, it works now. That's what, how much do we owe you? He gave him the figure and said, are you crazy? You want us to spend that much for this? All you did was come and screw a damn screw in. He said, yes, that's all I did, but you don't understand. It took me a lifetime of experience and training to know where to go to find out one screw and screw it in. You called on someone who doesn't have much experience as me. It might have taken them hours to do what I just walked up here and did in 1 second. You're not paying for what I did. You're paying for my expertise. If you're Mike Tyson, ain't no way in hell you're supposed to take the 20 million side of that deal. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
But we speculated last week on how, Tyson isn't in the best financial shape, how based on his revenue, what he's generated, he should have way more in the bank than he presently does. His net worth before the fight, I believe, was sitting at roughly $10 million. And if you know anything about what he did, he really should be a lot closer to a billionaire than a multimillionaire based on his revenue. But he's filed bankruptcy in the past. He's had legal issues that he's dealing with. He wasn't the best way financially. This is what happens when you're not in a place where your paper is straight. So you want to make sure that your financial house is in order. You clear out your debt. You want to make sure that you have the right people in place, not taking advantage of you, so you don't have to be in a position like where Mike was. Because you heard what he said about legacy and what he thinks about it. And I think that was more, and I think the reason he sounded so intense is that was really more him trying to talk to himself and tell himself this doesn't really matter. But we know it matters.
It does.
And one of the things that Mike is the proudest of is how he's basically fought himself from nothing. He said himself, if it wasn't for fighting, he'd probably be a felon or dead. He takes great pride in where he's been able to get himself to. So we know legacy means a lot to him. But, it is what it is. The past is what it is. All we can do is learn lessons from this and make sure that we're not repeating the mistakes that our elders made before us.
And I'm glad you made that that analysis earlier about Floyd Mayweather, because what people don't know is that Floyd Mayweather had one of the most super gem people in his corner, which is Al Heyman. And he's the one who gave him the game and taught him the game and structured the game in that way where he can benefit more than he's getting pimped. So, our topic today is good advice, bad advice, horrible advice. And Al Heyman gave nothing but great advice to our brother Floyd Mayweather, despite his literacy that everybody used to clown him about. When you're getting good game from somebody who is very thorough, it overrides all of that shit, and now you end up being one of the most successful and probably accurate businessman that's out here right now. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, you put respect on his name because you understand how this dude strategically set himself up to always put himself in a winning position. And as Black folks, we need to look at that from that angle to see that I'm walking away from the table more than my opposition. And when we're in the Democratic Party, when we're around the Republican Party, we always get to these tables and we end up leaving with less than what the other person is at the table getting off. You know what I'm saying? And we end up being the losers in society, in the community, because every time we got something great, we go to the table with it and end up getting the less half of that, the lower end of the stick, and then we walk away and say, well, at least we was at the table. No, the point of being to the table is to come away more than the person that's across from you from that table. And we're not doing and understanding that part of the game. And the more that they keep us in a financial apartheid, the more they can regulate us and use us for any of their propaganda or any of their mainstream agenda, that we are going to subject ourselves because we need the money. Everything is we need the money. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get out of that, because then when that happens, we end up getting pimped and basically reverting right back to the same laws and rules that they used in slavery. All right. So I just wanted to highlight that real quick. I know Major, you I know you were very vocal on your platform about this whole Kendrick Lamar thing going on. So as you guys already know, Kendrick Lamar just dropped his new album, and on the album, he had a quote on there, and he was just basically saying that, I had mad love for Lil Wayne, and I had everything that Lil Wayne was saying. The Rollie, he made me really confident about running it and using it, and just being in the hype and the limelight like everybody else was on that whole Cash Money vibe. And he was giving praises to Lil Wayne about that. And for Lil Wayne, he heard what he said, you know what I'm saying? Because Kendrick was like, out of everybody, Nas congratulated me about the Super Bowl performance. I didn't get no congratulation from Lil Wayne. That's basically what he was trying to say in between the lines, because I'm performing in New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? For somebody to have respect for you like that, give me some kind of, recognition, like, hey, bro, I'm sorry that, they ain't select me, but I think they select a great dude, and showing love, even despite that this whole Louisiana thing with all the artists talking about they should have promoted somebody from Louisiana because the Super Bowl is going to be in Louisiana. We get that, but if somebody's called to it and they have much respect and they bring in all that to the table, then why should you have animosity for it? So Lil Wayne had clapped back and he said, "Man, what did I do? I was just chilling, and they still come for me, my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep, I beg you. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. On me, much love." All right.
Yeah, I was very vocal about that. In fact, I even tweeted Lil Wayne directly with regards to that. I know Bobby follows my page. He probably saw some of my tweets. I tweeted Wayne this because Wayne asked, "What did I do?" Right?
Yeah.
So I said to Wayne in my tweet, "You made the Super Bowl all about you and pretended it was taken from you while ignoring the artist that looked up to you for his accomplishment. Your sense of entitlement is otherworldly. That's what you did, and you ain't destroying shit." Look, I'm personally, I've never really understood the big deal about Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Wayne is a artist with a decent flow. He makes good club songs. He has clever punchlines, but that's about it. There is nothing otherworldly or outstanding about Lil Wayne as far as I'm concerned. Lil Wayne is the most overrated rapper in the history of hip hop. I don't see what the fuck everybody's, where's the second coming of Christ? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga's music is about nothing. On top of that, he's a Sambo. Dude, he sat up there and, they were interviewing him asking about, I'll never forget that shit when they interviewed him asking about the Black Lives Matter and how he felt about it. Now, we all know that Black Lives Matter is an AstroTurf movement. We know that. But the interviewer lady, she's a part of the mainstream media. She don't know no better. When she asks about Black Lives Matter, she's asking about, okay, how do you feel about the killings of these innocent black men, at the hands of police, these innocent unarmed black men at the hands of police? That's what she's really asking. And when she asked that question on Matter, and his response was, my life matters. So these lives of these innocent black men don't matter. My life matters, especially to my bitches. You know what I'm saying? Never mind the whole Emmett Till lyric that caused Dr. Boyce Watkins to go after him. I am not a fan of Dr. Boyce Watkins, but the one thing that he did do that I do respect is when he went after the sponsors of that Lil Wayne tour and got Lil Wayne's tour canceled because of that lyric he put out about beating pussy up like Emmett Till. Lil Wayne is a disgusting coon. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck what Lil Wayne does. Lil Wayne could save a baby from a burning building. I'm gonna find something wrong with that shit because he did it. Fuck him. You understand? Like, I really, really, really dislike this nigga. And on top of everything else, he ain't no fucking rapper. You know, he's all right at best. At his very best, he's all right. He's good for a feature. Like Amun said, he ain't no battle rapper. I can pick any one of my top 10 rappers to dismantle Lil Wayne. Name one battle rap that Lil Wayne has ever done. I'll wait. Anything impressive that somewhat resembles a battle rap. 500 Degrees, is that what we're gonna do? Seriously? Fuck out of here, man. This dude is not, he ain't that nice, dude. At the end of the day, I can name 20 rappers off the top of my head that are better than Lil Wayne. So, you know, Kendrick was kind of saying, yeah, Kendrick was in his feelings a little bit. Yeah, because Kendrick got chosen to do the Super Bowl because Kendrick is the hottest artist out right now. He just destroyed the #1 artist in the world. I mean, who is anyone wants to argue that point with me? He just dish ragged Drake. He dog walked Drake. All right. You understand? He dog walked him. And, you know, he's the hottest thing popping right now. And he has a great live show. He has extraordinary music. He is a living legend, a solid one. And 10 times the artist Lil Wayne will ever be, because Lil Wayne's music has no substance. Correct. So let's just get that out of the way. You know, so yeah, he felt away because, you know, he worked so hard to get to this place, you know, where, oh, wow, he's doing the Super Bowl, you know, and this little junkie feels entitled that because the Super Bowl is in New Orleans, oh, I gotta be the one they choose to do it. Nigga, fuck you. Nobody ever even called your name. Nobody. Not anybody with any authority. Master P and Hurricane Chris and all these other people came out. I think Lil Wayne should be part of the festivities. And nobody with any authority has called your name, dude. So he comes out, makes this ridiculous statement that it was taken from him. How the fuck something taken from you that never belonged to you? Go sit your junkie ass down, my nigga. Like, that shit pissed me off so much. Like, dog, I really hate when people do shit like that. I hate the sense of entitlement that a lot of these cats feel, you know, just because I'm from New Orleans and the Super Bowl is in New Orleans. Oh, they supposed to give it to me. And then Nicki Minaj and the rest of his henchmen come out talking this dumb shit. Everybody's talking about Wayne. Kendrick was selected. And everybody overlooked this man and shitted on his moment. I thought what he said was rather mild. Because Lil Wayne made the shit all about him. You know what I'm saying? I think he took the high road because I'm way pettier than that. And Lil Wayne, if you hear this, if you happen to hear this, brother, sit your ass down because you an easy target. You know what I'm saying? I just put up this poster, this picture of Lil Wayne looking like somebody's grandma. Lil Wayne looking like somebody's grandma at some concert with his little hoe heels on. Nigga, no, just stop. This is Manversations. We don't teach that over here. I'm just gonna put it like that. Dude, you see what he just did to your concubine, Drake. Don't become a victim, my nigga. That's all I'm gonna say. Like it's not even a conversation. It's not even an idea. Dude, you're talking about Nas versus Bobby Shmurda. What are you talking about, man? Really? I'll park the Chevy, but that shit was absurd to me. Like, you should have just not said anything, bro, because that you was out of pocket with that whole Super Bowl response, nigga. You should have came out and congratulated that man. Hey, no disrespect to Kendrick, that's my guy, You know what I'm saying? But damn, I'm heartbroken, blah, blah, blah. That's all you had to say. You know, congratulations to him. But I still feel away because XYZ, everybody would have understood. But the way you went out of your way to shit on that man because, you know, he dissed your girlfriend, that's some bullshit, bro.
I did see this. I'll let Bobby cook, but I wanted to show this as well with the Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
So we have this lady here,
Okay.
and the backstory behind that is Deidra Barrera, a 49-year-old Mexican singer, bachata performer, end up on 3 songs from Kendrick Lamar's new album, GNX.
She
My
killed it.
skin gets goosebumps because all of this happened so quickly for me. I want to cry. This is taking me by surprise. Barrera spoke to Rolling Stones about how it unfolded. Before her encounter with Kendrick, she was tapped by the Dodgers to sing at the game of one of the World Series. Within days, she was in the studio with Kendrick Lamar's team where they played her beat and told her what they were looking for. I had no idea what I would record. I made Maracha, not rap. She said, they told me they wanted my style, my voice. I had no idea what was going to end up on the record. Her vocals made it to Whack Out Mirrors, Reincarnated, and Gloria. During her time in the studio, Kendrick came through and met her. He welcomed me and was so kind. He said, "You have such a powerful voice. Thanks for coming." I had no idea what to say. Lamar is a genius, a maestro. Everything he makes is magic. Barrera says she will take advantage of this good God-given moment and hope that it opens more doors for her. I know
Yes.
Kendrick is going to do the Super Bowl halftime show. Imagine if he invited me to sing with him. That would be incredible. I hope people know that this is Dara Barrera who is on these songs. And shout out to her. And shout out for him, just having that creative juice to add her onto that. And
Facts.
I'll put it over to you, Bobby, for you to chop it up.
I'll be right back while y'all doing that. I'll be right back.
All right.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. Monster! I haven't even touched the album yet, man, but
Yeah,
it's hilarious that that whole thing's just been going viral just based on that alone. But again, it's K-Dot. And I'm trying to glaze the man and try to be overly obsessive with him, but just off that alone, right?
Yeah.
Because now I haven't watched that deep, and I think that's like a Dragon Ball Super episode. I haven't watched any of those episodes of that anime.
Yeah.
But supposedly the intro for that song where he's coming in and he's dropping the name like that actually comes from the theme music for when Goku learns this technique called Ultra Instinct, where pretty much he, of course, becomes stronger, but basically gets to the point where he's moving faster than anybody else he's fighting. Like basically he sees the stuff coming before it even happens. He's just not there. He's just sidestepping and things going by him. It's like super fast. So it's called Ultra Instinct. And that was the theme for when he first discovered the technique. So all the nerds and all the anime heads, they heard that, they lost their mind. And I've been seeing all kind of viral little clips and videos remixing it. They were putting that clip over all kind of anime videos, making little videos, whatever. But it shows just the level of creativity Kendrick has and his ability to touch into different avenues. And it further goes to justify why he would be considered to be the headliner of the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar isn't just a rapper. He's a rapper. He's a great rapper. He's highly creative, but he is truly an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of those cats that just goes and finds inspiration in anything,
Yeah.
And it's always well done. It's always intelligently thought out. There's a logic behind it. Even if you can't pick it up, there's like an intelligent design behind his selections and everything. Going in and bringing in a mariachi singer to go ahead and jump on 3 tracks on your album. I haven't heard the album yet, so I don't know what the flavor, what the vibe, or the feel of it is. But I'm sure her placement on there makes sense and it really lends into the feed. And given Kendrick's track record, if her presence on those songs on the album hits the way I think it is, that might be the biggest move, or I should say the most creative move in rap and hip hop since Kanye and others started bringing on violinists to do tracks. I remember when Miri Ben-Ari became this big thing. She was in Twista's videos and songs. She was on Kanye's tracks, whatever. And there was a good minute where we had like hip hop violin playing in the background, like real strings, Overnight Celebrity and all those other ones. And that was a really good time for music as well, too.
Yeah.
So again, showing it how you can combine different elements to bring out what you want. Wayne can't do that. And I'm not a Wayne fan per se. I've never been a Wayne fan. I actually like the old Lil Wayne. I like Hot Boys era Lil Wayne more than present era Lil Wayne. Because even though I feel like the current Lil Wayne was more lyrical, what have you, and I'm very big on lyricism, I felt like the Wayne back then had more soul, had more fire, more spirit. I can hear the drugs and the addiction in his voice. And in his bars. Some of his stuff is creative, and some of it has some pop. There are some songs he has that he's on that he's done that I like. I got him in some playlists. I have about maybe 4 or 5 of his songs on my workout playlist, or whatever. So I do listen to some of his stuff. But I can't get jiggy with him like that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel any type of ways about them putting on somebody who had really earned their spot at being in the Super Bowl. And like you mentioned before, there's no law that says Lil Wayne has to perform for the Super Bowl, because then it's down. The Super Bowl goes all over the country. And they have not recruited artists from those areas to go and do the Super Bowl halftime show. So why all of a sudden it's supposed to be Lil Wayne because it's in New Orleans when that's never been a requirement anywhere else for anyone else is beyond me.
Facts.
I don't get it. I like the idea, but I would have been opposed if they used that as an opportunity for a Hot Boy reunion, which I think would have been dope. Aside from the fact that their music overall really isn't, crowd friendly like that. Because,
that was another thing.
Family event. There'd be a lot of editing that's take place, and they have had artists who've done songs that are explicit and they edited it and they did it well, but within reason. There's only so many times you're gonna get away with blanking out songs, talking about thinking about the big timers. Talking about you like to puncher and that, and all that stuff. There's only so many times you can do that. They made the right choice. They went with the hot artist, the one who's taken over the country. And if you think about it, I don't know if you had the word about it, that's what inspired it, but that whole pop out that took place in Cali, that may as well have been an audition tape for the Super Bowl. This man held an impromptu concert, had the whole country on fire.
On notice.
Amazon went and streamed it. Everybody was bumping. You had all kind of celebrities out there. You had LeBron out there. They literally had to. Savannah literally had to stop LeBron from going on stage because boy forgot where he's from. He forgot he's from Akron. He ain't from Compton. Relax, bro. You had Dame Lily. He got hype up there, and that's supposed to be Drake's homeboy because the ticket holder. This man was infectious. He got people across the globe bumping his tracks, going viral for it.
Facts.
You want this person for your headliner. They made a very intelligent business decision. Sometimes they don't get it right. They be bringing stars out for these halftimes, and it's like, why the hell would you put them on?
Right.
People literally turned away from the Super Bowl halftime show. They made sure that this Super Bowl, it's going to be the hottest concert of the year. Everyone's going to be tuned in. No one's going to be trying to turn to see something else in between the game. There's probably going to be more people watching the halftime show than the actual Super Bowl itself.
Facts.
Score, Kendrick, Hold This L, Young Money, Cash Money.
That's it. That's it.
You want to hear something dope? So you know that what we do here, we don't talk about things that anybody else talks about. Like when you come here, you learn stuff that nobody else brings out. So the Marathi music, right, that she sings, it's actually African roots.
Of course
it's
it is.
Blended. It's blended by Afro Latinos, the basic African slaves that were brought to Mexico, and that's a whole deep-rooted conversation that I know a lot of Hispanics don't want to talk about. The origin of Hispanics come from Spain, which was the Moors that came over from Africa. They got invaded into Spain, and then they had procreated with the Europeans and created the Hispanic culture. I have two books that I tell people all the time if you want to learn more about it. It's called Moors Before Spain and Moors After Spain. And if you're a Hispanic person, I always recommend that to you so you understand your true history and your true roots. While they give you this caste system that even though you're black and you come from certain Afro Latin land and countries, you can be classified as white over here. But your origin is always going to trace back to a black origin. You just want to not embrace that and feel like you're better than that based on the whitewashing that you also went through your life. Yeah. So it's always that running joke that you left your black abuela back home to come seek a better life here. You don't want to basically have anything to do with your black roots. That's what the whole black abuela leaving it back in that country meant. So for him, that double entendre type of vibe where you're looking at it like he's bringing in this woman and it was just to bring her in, but actually it had a historical meaning why he tapped into this woman who was very gifted in her craft. And now when people start digging into her type of music, like black folks, they're going to realize like, yo, this is part of our roots too. So basically we have a collaboration that might go on during the Super Bowl. And even if it doesn't, now you introduce black people more back into their history and learning more about their history. So that was super dope, man. And I land my plane on that.
Yeah. Shit like that. Yeah, you ain't told no lie, bro. Look, my thing is this. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we need to get out of this mental state where we feel like we're entitled to something that was never promised to us. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the thing that bothers me the most about all of this. How in the hell, you know, and then at the same time, you shitting on the next man's accomplishment. You know, Wayne, what did I do? Nigga, you didn't say nothing. This supposed to be, never mind what happened between him and Drake. You and Kendrick supposed to be cool. If this your partner, this your homie, y'all cool, y'all good people. He got chosen to do something and you didn't. You're not gonna congratulate the man? Not only did Wayne not congratulate him, he said Nas is the only one that congratulated him. That's wild. You know how many? Think about this. Nas is an East Coast dude. You know how many West Coast rappers there are? The only one that congratulated you was the East Coast nigga. How about the other East Coast nigga is the one that put you on? Jay-Z is the one that selected it. Nas is the one that congratulated him. And all them other rappers from the West Coast that he loves so much, that he shouts out on every song, that he goes out of his way to show homage to and love to, all them other West Coast rappers, nobody congratulated him. And nobody else on the East either, by the way. That's crazy. So don't, when you see this dude blacking out on this album, because like, I think that there's more. I think this is just like a little tease out. I think there's another album coming, probably on the date of the Super Bowl. He's gonna drop an album. This is still a very good album, Bobby. You need to listen to this album, bro.
I already downloaded.
Album. This is an extraordinary album. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more coming. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if I know like Kendrick, like I know Kendrick, or whatever the case may be, I feel like this is just like a little teaser for what's yet to come. You know what I'm saying? But it's still very good. It's still a very good album. Shout out to Kendrick for that. But like, you know, the hate, you know, because hate comes in many forms. Hate don't have to come in the form of somebody saying something negative about you. It could be somebody just ignoring you and being indifferent to a major accomplishment that you made. These are supposedly your friends. You got a Super Bowl booking and nobody says nothing to you. That's heavy, bro. That's heavy.
Yeah, and that's why I say, we got to have better people in our corner. So like
Your volume's
tonight's
a little
show
low, Amp.
is low, a little low.
Yeah, it
You
is.
can hear me now?
That's a little better.
Okay. So so yeah, so you have it's good to always have people around you that can give you solid advice, somebody that come and be like, "Hey man, why don't you reach out to Kendrick, man, and say something, congratulate him, go out, see if you can fly out there, have dinner with them or whatever the case may be, chop it up and bridge this, this gap that can actually supersede the whole uh the state of rap in itself. Wouldn't it be a great combination if you could do a Kendrick and a Lil Wayne album together, or whatever you want to do, instead
No.
of hating on each other? You can also build on that. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times we sell ourselves short because we always have a lot of people out here have this fixation that I want to be better than you, and not realize that everybody could be good in their own way, and you can make a collaboration out of it that might be something out of this world, and you sell yourself short, you sell your whole people short because, I feel like sometimes when you're around certain individuals, they'll have you on a brain level that probably will change up your whole outlook and how you see things. You know what I'm saying? And Kendrick is one of those powerful people that could do that. So I just find it very, very disturbing that a lot of times we don't have people out here, especially in these high positions, that have people that give them good advice. You know what I'm saying? It's always people around you that give you some horrible or bad advice that is a difference between you extending your legacy to really shortstopping your legacy. So I want to bring up some of these other things real quick to show you that, in everyday life, because we talk about celebrities, but in everyday life, we need people around us to give us some really good advice. And I don't think that a lot of us are having people around us that's going to give them some really good advice. And if you have somebody around you giving you really good advice and you're not taking the advice, then shame on you. And you're doing your friend a disservice, because you also represent your friends as well. So be very mindful of how you carry yourself, because even if your friend doesn't carry themselves like that, they're in the mindset of, I view you in a different way, and I see assets that you are, that are beneficial. But the way you carry yourself and going about it, I'm gonna have to part ways from you. And that's why a lot of friendships have ended, because we have this thing where people outgrow each other, and it's really not really outgrowing. It's one person evolving and the other one doesn't. So it looks like you outgrowing when you got people that's out here being stagnant. So the first person that I want to bring out here is this young lady right here, right? So this young lady, Atlanta woman, loses scholarship and placed on probation for recording OnlyFans content on campus. She was in the dorm making OnlyFans content in a bed that someone has to sleep in next year. Very inconsiderate. She got what she deserved, right? So where is the friends at that is out here telling her these type of things like, yo, that's not a good look. There's repercussions behind it. You're in school right now. You're getting yourself on track in the right direction. Don't mess this up. Back in the day, we used to always have either parents, mentors, close friends, relatives, that even street dudes would tell us, hey man, you going to school, don't fuck this up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody was there in your ear saying, don't fuck this up, man. You got a good chance to change your life. We didn't have this opportunity, but I see greatness in you. Don't fuck this up. And you don't have these type of people around you like that. All right, so the next one is, before I get you guys to come in here and chop it up, the next one is this one, right? Man cancels date on her for how she dressed. Stop. He says, she says, yes, I'm already dressed.
Oh, God.
He said, nah, shorty, I'm not going nowhere with you wearing that. And she says, what's wrong with it? What the fuck? I'm grown. It's a certain way you should want to present yourself, and that ain't it. I'm good. I have a dress. What's not presented with it? I'm confused. Niggas never had an issue spending money on me, regardless what I wore. I'm good on that. Enjoy your night though. What the fuck? You weird as fuck, right? And it's just sad that you have a man that's telling you like, yo, you worth more than what you exposing. And then instead of you saying, you know what, I understand your reasoning, I understand where you coming from, you know, I respect that. That's super dope. No dude has ever told me that before. And then you change. But no, instead of you doing that, you doubled down and said, I got mad niggas that pay money for me. So you also made your argument worse for a guy who was interested in you, who actually looked outside and trying to picture you in a more of a, I would say, a humbling or more reserved way, opposed to what you're exposing here. He wanted to see the good in you, and yet you still couldn't find time to correct yourself because guess what? You are who you are. A snake is going to be a snake. A frog is going to be a frog. You can't change that. So this guy dodged a huge bullet, and rightfully so. And I hope he finds the woman that he deserves, because that was a very, very smart move. Last one here is, I've been wilding out. I'm going through a divorce and I have to enjoy myself. This week, I'm detoxing from the streets. As you can see, that's Cardi B and Offset. And I just want to play this video real quick, and then you guys could chop it up on why these women or these people are not getting the advice that they need to get to put them in the right direction. All right.
Usher on, and I talked to him, and he says I was ushering her a good time.
I love to play on words.
Kiki, did you ever think that moment would be as viral as it was?
No. I mean, I thought I looked good, but
No,
I was
you look
like,
good.
but I was like, yo,
I mean, you know, hey, we talk about the boy. They got, hey, because they already go kill. They already go.
I did not expect that at all. You know, I feel like everybody went to the concert and he did kind of like a little moment with Issa, Taraji. Everybody did that. So I wasn't sure why mine was just so gagged.
You do know why. You was all into it.
What?
You were having a good time.
Well, what else was I supposed to do?
Not have a good time. And then look what you had on, Kiki.
So you know what's so funny? I was talking to my girlfriend right before we left. That's why this is also funny in that regard. I was like, girl, do you think it's good in the back? Is it too much? She said, girl, you look fabulous. That's just her laughing in the back right now. She said, I think you look fabulous. You know, so I didn't think much about the look either. And at the concert, I'll be honest with you, Usher, to me, he's one of those people that do everything. Mm-hmm. And he tells a story. He's very theatrical. You know, he kind of puts a little bit of Fred Astaire, but he makes it real hip hop. Mm-hmm. So when I think maybe I actually have forgotten
that you was at a concert, or
that he was that good.
Oh, okay.
Because when I seen everything he was doing, I just was like a natural fan, loving it and enjoying the show. I did not think it would be what it was.
You Kiki Palmer though.
Yeah, maybe I don't know that. I do think people sometimes think celebrities have like some intergalactic world that we're just all connected, but I don't know that man no more than I knew Dick Cheney.
Right.
He's just, you know, I mean, he just ushered me like he ushered all of us. Yeah. And I'm just a fan at the show, you know.
But it caused some in your household. It caused some issues. You smooth that out?
You know,
Kiki, you got Kiki. First of all, if you're not Kiki Palmer, let's just say you're Jane Smith.
Yeah.
You don't have a man. You don't have a child. Okay. Look at Jane Smith doing it. But you're Kiki Palmer. You do have, and you just had a child. I mean, what, a couple of months old?
I think the thing is, if I thought that it was crazy or wrong, I wouldn't have done it. In my mind, I'm just a girl at a concert enjoying it with me. You know, I'm taking my coworkers out. We're celebrating Key TV. I'm just thinking about having a good time. I'm not thinking about how this is going to look or what, you know, and it was just really a surprise to me. I know that sounds crazy, but I genuinely did not expect it to become this thing. But then once it becomes this thing, all I know how to do is move forward. You know what I mean? I don't beat the same drums. Right. I just kind of like, okay, well, you know, life goes on.
Right.
All right. So that's that. And I'll let you guys chop it up. But I was very disappointed because I feel like she should have people around her, and not even only her friend who put her in the wrong position, but she speaks highly of her mother so much that I'm wondering what is the thought process of her mother to let her know, like, baby, you can't be putting yourself out there like that. If your mother's close to a woman like that, who is out there that's looking for your best interest, wonder what that whole dynamic is like. But I'll land my plane on that, and you guys can chime in.
What was the first video again? Because I have the other two, but I can't remember the first one.
The first, oh, you talking about the first meme? This one?
Ah, she lost the scholarship. Oh
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I mean, there's just so much. There's so much material. We'll never run out of material for this show because there's so many fucking imbeciles running around in these streets. Some of these people should not be allowed outside without supervision. This dumbass, the first one is probably the most egregious. How the hell you lose a whole scholarship, dude? Because you're so stupid that you think it's okay to be filming and selling OnlyFans content while you're on college campus. You understand what I'm saying? You can't get your mind out of the gutter. You can't stop slutting it up long enough to get your damn education. You understand what I'm saying? It's so much a part of you that this is something that you feel you need to do. You understand? It really speaks to the lack of decency in a lot of modern women. And I caution guys about this all the time. You need to do this check when you're doing your vetting process. You know, you need to do a basic decency check. You didn't used to have to do this because women had better sense back in the days, you know, but I found this out not too long ago. Like that there's a large number of women that you would think are totally decent, respectable women that have OnlyFans pages and that are putting up sexual content as like a lifestyle. This is something that a lot of women do nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And they don't think anything of it. Like, oh, I just put up pictures of my ass. That's all. I'm not screwing anybody. And, you know, they think that that's okay. They think that that's acceptable. And it's like, man, boy, are you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no other way to really process that as a decent guy, you know, who's looking for a decent woman, you know, to embark on a life journey with. Like, damn, you're fucked up. And I like you run fast and run far. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really bad out here. You know, there's no reason that type of shit should be happening. The fact that it isn't on the level that it is just a testament to the low tier women that we have out here in today's society. Unfortunately, there are some good women. I'm not saying that all women are low tier, low quality women, but it is becoming far too acceptable to be, you know, low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? As a female. So that's how I feel about that one. The woman dressed badly. Oh God, never mind the fact that it was just slutty. It was just ugly as hell. What was she wearing? What the hell was that? And then when she gets checked on it, oh, I'm grown. What the fuck? I'm grown. Like, just look at the response. What the fuck? I'm grown. I've told you a million times, fellas, when we talking about vetting, foul-mouthed women, and what was the first thing that she said? Niggas pay for women who refer to men in general as niggas are trash. That's the fact. Women who refer to men generally as niggas, broadly speaking, are trash. Stay away from them. You know, because she's telling you about what niggas will pay for, but you ain't no nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Or the type of fellas that we're talking to on here, I would hope and pray that you don't consider yourself no nigga, and you ain't chasing after no bitch, because a match for a nigga is a bitch or a hoe. Who wants that? You know what I'm saying? No, we are men, and we are looking for ladies. You understand? Those of us that don't already have ladies, I have a beautiful wife, you know. But I'm saying those of us that are still single out here in the game, we are looking for ladies, and we respect ladies. We value ladies. We value women. We value sisters on a platonic level. You understand? We don't acknowledge bitches and hoes at all, except to tell you how not to be. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that's wrong with women is everything that's wrong with women you can find in bitches and hoes, and we do not chase them in any capacity or aspire to want to be with them. And so that was despicable, and then just the whole idea that somebody who you're talking about going on a date with, how do you go and flip that into, well, niggas pay for this? We're talking about going on a date. You sound like you're talking about a trick hoe relationship.
Yeah.
Niggas pay for this. What the fuck? I'm grown. Niggas pay for this. Sound like a yuck mouth hood monkey.
You got the neck roll with it too, bro.
Exactly. You gotta have the neck roll. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that sisters realize what a disservice they're doing themselves when they say this type of goofy bullshit. Black women, you are the mothers of civilization. Fucking act like it. God damn. Like, yo. And I know there are some of you that do. Shout out to you. Respect to you. I love those sisters, but this type of bullshit gotta stop. You look like you should be on the track somewhere. And if you looking like you should be on the track somewhere, then your ass need to go to the goddamn track. Shout out to that brother for canceling the date. I would have did the same shit. I've done it before. I've been at the house. Where you going wearing that? You ain't going nowhere with me wearing that. You better take your ass in there and change. I'm talking about in front of her mama. In front of her mama. In front of her sisters. You better get your ass in there and change. I mean, fuck I say. You got to lay down the law at the door. And she respected it. In fairness to her, I've done that a couple times. Every single time I've pretty much gotten the result that was desired. But I check these things at the door. I let it be known that I'm that guy before it gets to that. And I will have the conversation with him later. Why would you even try me like that? I already told you what was up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Don't let it happen again. See, niggas out here, y'all, brothers out here. Let me say it that way. Brothers out here, y'all get way, way, way too invested in getting some ass and worried about not getting ass. Fear of loss. Fuck all that. Ass is plentiful out here like water and air. Okay? Trust me when I tell you, especially if you, in this day and age, if you're a straight guy and you can string together a coherent sentence and you got a job, you can run the fucking table out here. Yeah. Fuck wrong with you? Stop fearing not being able to smash. If she like you, you gonna smash, nigga. If she don't, you're not. Simple as that. Move on. It's way more them than it is you. So you got more opportunities. Keep it moving. Third, real quick. I don't want to take too long, but you gave me 3 videos. I gotta, Keke Palmer is a bird, and she's just the gift that keeps on giving. She's always making excuses for her fucked up behavior. And I mean, it's unfortunate. Don't ask your hood rat friends for advice. Don't ask your hood rat mother for advice. And I noticed in her response, she kept talking about, I wasn't thinking about this. I wasn't thinking about, well, that's just your problem, Keke. You don't think. You're stupid. It's simple as that. You know what I'm saying? If you thought more, if you thought through things more, then you'd be a better quality woman, and you'd probably be married by now to a quality guy. But that's too much like doing what you're supposed to do. So, hey, here you are. You know what I'm saying? Yet another baby mama having problems with I'm not even going to get into it. But it is what it is. You see it. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, dog. And I pray for her. I pray that she eventually matures because, I mean, she is aging like milk. And that's just what it is. That's what it boils down to. And that's a prime example of how someone can look the part. Keke Palmer is not a bad looking woman. but my God, is she damaged? She is probably one of the most damaged people out here right now in the public eye, and it's sad to watch because she's a black woman. Um, she's pretty talented.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anubis. Happy to be married to a woman who loves herself for real. Damn it, boy. That's what I'm talking about, Anubis. Talk that talk. Me too. Me too, fam. Like, yo, it's so
Prince is
refreshing.
real.
Yeah, it's so refreshing to see sisters who love themselves for who they are.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Kiki, I wish Kiki would just go sit down somewhere and heal, because she makes herself look like a goddamn fool every time she does this. And of course, Bird Nation, shows up behind her, in the comments, just applauding her and, telling her to just keep fucking up her life, and it's just like, dude, it's a mess.
Yeah.
But here we are. I'll park the Chevy. It's on you, Bobby. What you got?
It's on you, Bob.
Love the smell of a good old Sunday evening dumpster fire. It's invigorating. The aromas. Oh, I'm trying to go ahead and rabbit punch these these videos real quick, or these clips real quick. So the first off, the sister that decided that she wanted to go ahead and act out completely fake, falsified porn scenes in real life. There's no argument to be had. You're flat out wrong, plain and simple. There's no defending or justifying that.
Right.
And because we've seen this, unfortunately, this has become a thing recently. I don't know how frequently it's happened, but there was a chick that got booted out of, I believe, FAMU for the same thing. I'm not sure what this sister got kicked out of, but this has happened on several occasions that we know of in different schools around the country. And it's not just limited to black women. This sister that was used up here too, but there's been some non-black women as well who have also went ahead and they just couldn't say no to sexual attention and money, and they went ahead and they took an L and they got themselves booted out of college. It's not even young women, because the argument could be made, well, these are still young women, the girls, they don't know any better just yet. All right, bet. We've got teachers that are getting booed out for the same stuff too. So as we see, it's not a matter of age, it's problems up here. It's a this problem. It's not an age problem. It's not the calendar. The problem is and I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is true of everybody, but it's different for women than it is for men. The human brain, right? When it gets attention, human beings, we seek validation. We seek to be recognized and acknowledged as people, period. That's part of the way we are designed and built and created and wired. We are not designed to be isolated creatures. We're designed to live in community with other people, to help each other, to work with each other, to form relationships, romantic, platonic, familial with each other. That is how we are created. It's in our DNA. Attention is important, right? We've talked about, there's all kinds of examples. We've talked about how even children from childhood, if children aren't able to get positive attention from doing positive things, they'll sometimes do negative things to get attention. So if you have a child that isn't very intelligent or is getting good grades and they see the students who are getting attention are the ones who are doing positive things, they can't compete, they'll go ahead and they'll cause problems, start tantrums, so they're getting attention. Because the worst thing is not negative attention. The worst thing is getting zero attention. As if you don't matter. As if you're of no consequence. If you drop down dead today, nobody would miss you tomorrow. That's the worst thing for human beings as a whole. Women are especially subject to this. And again, we're going based off of what we see. There's been all kinds of studies that have shown that issues that pertain to self-esteem and your perceptions and how you value yourself on social media alone, those things tend to hit women harder than they do men. The attention that you get from graduating with your PhD or your master's or your bachelor's degree the attention that you get for getting a promotion or starting a brand new business, and the attention that you get from showing your cleavage, showing your ass online, logically, consciously, as human beings, we assess different values to that. We say what's good attention, what's negative attention. We rank what attention we value more than others. We do that consciously. But at a biological level, at a chemical level, the brain don't understand none of that. It just knows green, red, yay, boo. That's it. So if it's easier for people to get attention for getting the cheeks clapped or to popping themselves or whatever they're doing on a camera and getting paid for it, that's the holy grail for a lot of people. Especially if they don't have much in the way of accomplishments to get that same kind of attention elsewhere. So you have to look at the minds that are behind this. And unfortunately, because that craving for attention, because trust me, you have people that's doing this without getting paid. OnlyFans exists, yes, people are getting paid for this, but you have people right now that may not be at a point where they're willing to sacrifice their morals and get paid for sex. For some people, that's still beneath them, but they'll do it for free online because of the attention, the likes, the reactions, the emojis, the comments going viral. That to a lot of people is worth more than money. The money is just like a side effect, but it's the attention. That's what they crave. And unfortunately, because they haven't been able to master themselves and show discipline, they're costing themselves. Now you're tossed out of school, and you might not be able to get them into other schools too, because these schools have honor codes, they have morality clauses where you do certain things that's considered against the school's code of ethics, whatever. They don't want you there. They don't care about your test scores. They don't care about your GPA. They don't care about if you can pay out of pocket and it's an Ivy League education. They don't care about that. They care more about their school's brand and image than they do about whatever else you think that you can contribute to them. So we have to be mindful and master ourselves. Men need to develop attention when it comes to sex and sexual discipline, but women also have to develop sexual discipline and how it manifests for attention. And this goes to the other woman as well, too, in that, whatever that is. That outfit is perfectly fine to wear at home for your man. It's the anniversary or you feel a little froggy, you're trying to get something started. Go ahead and wear that. That's going to get the desired effect. Go right on ahead. That's going to be an all-night affair right there. Going out among civilized society in that manner? No. And she took the ultimate L for that because the quality man is not going to have you out there with him looking like that. But the low-hanging fruit dude, he's going to want that. He wants you out there so he can get attention off you. He wants dudes to look at you and stare at you so we can get sexual attention from them. Talked about that before because I don't know any solid man that wants to have other men lusting after their woman. That's creepy. That sounds like you're trying to get them to lust after you. You're trying to get that attention by default. That's weird. Quality men are going to defend you and protect you. They're going to respect you, and they're going to insist that others respect you as well too. A quality man can't do that if you out here presenting yourself in that manner. So you have to choose what you want. If you want a man that's going to cherish you, protect you, and respect you, that means you can't have a man that's going to be okay with you comporting yourself that way. It's like oil and water. It don't mix. You're praying to have a pet unicorn that farts candy and pisses platinum. You want imaginary things. It's not gonna happen.
Nice.
And really that applies to everything we talked about. Cardinal B, she's the doo-doo stain that you can never wipe out. It doesn't matter what you use. You can't shower her off. You can't use wet wipes. You can't use Charmin. She is a perpetual doo-doo stain. She's in there. She's there to stay. And that's all we got. And again, you gotta be mindful of people that are putting batteries in your back to do these things. It's very sad that Kiki mentioned, and I think that's significant. I don't know if she understands, but it was the Freudian slip where she mentioned her homegirl saw her like this, and she asked the homegirl, "Hey, does this look okay?" And the homegirl told her, "Girl, you look fabulous."
Exactly.
You got to watch out for the people that are putting a battery in your back like that. Now, we don't know what her friend's situation is, but I can almost guarantee I'd be willing to put down money if she had a man husband or boyfriend, whatever, and she has a child with this man. She has a family with this dude. I can almost guarantee you wasn't gonna have her wearing that outfit and acting like that at the Usher concert. She wasn't gonna do that. But she tell you, girl, you look, you killing her, yeah, slay, bad, all that nonsense. Go hype you up and sit back and watch you self-destruct and key and giggle and snicker the whole way.
Exactly.
You got to watch out for the enemies in the camp. You got enemies outside the camp all day long, bet. But they're outside the camp.
Correct.
That's where you want them to be. The problem is when you got the enemies right there up under you, and they call you, and you call them friend, you call them brother, sis, mother, father, hell, son, daughter. The people around you, you got to watch out for those ones. Because remember, it's the punch that you don't see coming that does the most damage. You know to expect whatever from them out there, but you're not expecting the person that's at your right-hand side to be the one gearing up the cold cocky in the job. So bear that in mind.
Definitely keep it in mind.
And I part my bubble dome.
I did want to say we talked about the women, and I want to address the men. Fellas, y'all got to have people on y'all side to keep you out of harm's way as well. A lot of y'all dudes out here is running real reckless. And one thing we always talk about is dick discipline, because we're noticing that a lot of you men are very over-sexualized. And because you guys are very over-sexualized, you guys are putting yourselves in harm's way. And because you guys don't get disciplined for that bullshit off rip, it's going to be a time when you do get disciplined, but it's too late, and the penalty behind it is going to be so harsh and severe that you wish that you had somebody sensible giving you great advice from the get-go so that you don't land into that swamp pit. I do want to show this 2 videos real quick and definitely chop it up. All right. So the first video, I'll go here. All right.
Linebacker, former Alabama linebacker. Now, why is that, you might be asking? Because he hit the transfer portal, but not because he wanted to, because he had to. His coach was like, nah, so you're suspended and kicked off this team. And people are like, wait, why is Keanu kicked off? Well, Keanu here thought it would be a good idea to send the head coach's daughter a direct Instagram DM that said, you want this horse? Followed by an unsolicited dick pic. Why do y'all just be sending pictures with nobody asked for it? Especially like not no selfie, just straight dick. Has it ever worked before? Has any girl ever texted back like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that's what I want? With like, this is unsolicited. She don't even want you. You don't want her. You just like, oh yeah, this about to get her. Keanu, you are an egregious character, my boy. Are you insane? You are in Alabama. There are thousands of girls on that campus that have parents that are like, get you a football son. We need a football baby. There's a whole bunch of women to choose from. You sent an unsolicited pic to the coach's daughter? Want this horse? That's an insane text, by the way. I bet other coaches are going to be very weary about picking you up, but somebody's going to take you. Now, what you should do is just transfer somewhere in the SEC, because as a Division I level hater, now that you're kicked off, it's like if I'm in your shoes, I'm taking this hate to the max. I'm going to go to a rival school and I'm going to shit on you, coach. I'm going to look at your daughter and be like, yeah.
All right, so that's the first video.
Why does he look like Channing Crowder?
Yeah, that's the same thing I said. And
Oh God!
Crowder, and I'm glad you said that.
And he ain't much better.
Yeah, Channing Crowder is another motherfucker that do some weird shit and talk about some weird shit that's very sexualized.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's on another level as well.
Bruh.
Here's the second video.
Go ahead.
I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, so I work with y'all. And despite what everybody say, black men do go to therapy. Some of y'all have no dick discipline. The scenarios that y'all put yourselves in make no sense. Additionally, some of you women, one of the reasons why you invalidate men who go to therapy and express their emotions is because if they actually became self-actualized, if they actually started having emotional IQ, they would realize that you are a vapid mess. It's crazy. So I get it. Because like, if they realize how much they deserved, some of them, you would be out of a job. You would be out of a job. Some of the like literally walking men through scenarios and they're not realizing that they are being emotionally abused. This woman will ask about your day. She constantly telling you ain't about yourself, but she can you crack that back like a glow stick. Get some dick discipline.
All right, so sister's talking about dick discipline, what we always talk about. So I'll land my plane on that and let you guys go ahead and cook.
Boy. Yeah, I mean the dick discipline thing, like that's big, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of goes back to the first video. And you know, at the end of the day, dick discipline is one thing, but like y'all boys gotta stop behaving like plantation bucks out here, man. Like that's some plantation shit. Like what the fuck? Like why would you think to go and holler at a random woman that you don't even know, you know, in her inbox, asking her about dick? You know, why would you do that? You don't know her. You've never had a conversation with her. You haven't established that she wants you or even likes you, weird nigga. And you already talking about dick at hello. That's creepy. That's some predatory shit, nigga. Then you send a picture of your dick, dude, nigga. And the thing that's crazy, you know, because we look at it and our heads explode, those of us that have decency, like, why are you niggas doing this? But there are women who respond to this shit, dude. There are women who actually like that shit. I'm sure they're in the minority, but there are some of these hood monkey specials, you know what I'm saying, they just love that. You know what I'm saying? The chicks that date the Walmart Taviuses and all this old shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga don't even appeal to them unless he's lost at least 3 jobs and has at least 3 felonies. Like them chicks, they love that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I would argue that the overwhelming majority of women are not like that. You know what I'm saying? And you should really develop some type of decorum about yourself. What the hell is wrong with you? Who raised you to think that that was okay? You could not have lived in a functional society with normal human beings in the absence of packs of wolves and have thought that that was acceptable behavior. Stop it. You understand what I'm saying? That it's just not possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, somebody had to check you at some point and they were right. You're going to end up in jail. Have you not seen the many different Negroes out here that have gotten caught all types of cases for sexual misconduct, particularly athletes? That's why they call them dumb jocks. Because everything about you is assumed to be physical. You have no brain. This is what they think of you. They think that you have no brain. They think that you have no depth. They think that you're just a big old muscle-bound dickhead, like Martin said about Will Smith in the Bad Boys movie. That's how they view you niggas. And there's some of you that are very brilliant, some of you that are very intelligent, but you need to start acting the part. Because, man, if you're doing this, it's already a bad sign. But if you're doing this and it's the coach's daughter, and I'm assuming in most instances the coach is white, the white coach's daughter, and you're doing this, nigga, your NFL career is going to be non-existent. And your college career is going to be short. You dig? You can't, and unfortunately, you know, you can't take shit like that back in today's internet climate in particular. Life is very unforgiving. There's video evidence of shit now. You understand? Like, yo, there's video and then there's text evidence. People gonna see the messages that you sent. You're gonna live with that for the rest of your life, you dumb little nigga. What is the problem with why? There are so many women out there. You couldn't reel yourself in and control yourself, control your urges long enough to maybe, if you meet the girl, have a conversation with her. It's the coach's daughter. Get his blessing, dumb nigga. What is your problem? What? Dude, I don't understand just some of the shit that goes on with these little internet niggas. I just don't get it. I don't think they understand the gravity of some of the shit that they do. There's evidence. It's going to follow you for the rest of your life. Back in the day, yeah, we did stupid shit. But you know what? We did stupid shit that usually wasn't particularly harmful to anybody to scar them for the rest of their life. One, and two, it wasn't evidence to go around to haunt us forever. It's like, yo, we didn't have fucking, social media and cell phones and cameras and all this shit where every single thing that we did was documented. We didn't have that. We did dumb shit. Nobody ever heard about it. And if they did hear about it, it was your word against ours. Prove it, bitch. You understand? Now, everything you do will come back to bite you in the ass. And you niggas is still out here doing dumb shit. Remarkable. So, yeah, and that plays right into the sister's message. These niggas don't have any dick discipline. They think that everything is about clapping cheeks, and it's just not. It's not that serious, dude. One of the most important things, I always talk about vetting and not having fear of loss, when it makes sense. And one of the most important things that you will ever learn as a man is to not worry about losing sexual access. It's really not that serious. You know what I'm saying? If she likes you, you're going to have access. You know what I'm saying? If she doesn't, you're not. And either way, it's okay. But you never sacrifice your integrity for anything.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Drew?
Oh, just refilled the box Chevy. Look, man. Been saying this for the longest time. These athletes, by and large, are game goofy.
Facts.
They got no game.
Facts.
They don't have any. And, as much as I was a huge proponent of it, and I'm super glad that NIL deals are finally a thing, that these athletes can finally get paid for their performance and for their services for these schools the way that everybody else is making money off their backs. Coaches are making multi-million-dollar deals. These programs are getting all kind of millions of dollars, all kind of sponsorships, and these athletes aren't getting a damn thing. And furthermore, they were getting hamstrung where they tried to even sell their autographs, right? They're getting penalized and hemmed up for that. It's ridiculous. I'm glad they're getting that paper. But I'm afraid terribly that it's going to make the dangers that they were already subject to so much worse now, because now they're getting this kind of paper not in the pro leagues. They're getting this in college. Which, again, is great, because the reality is every single collegiate player is not going to go to the pro level. It's not possible. Everyone is not going to go to the NFL. They're not all going to go to the NBA, to the MLB, to the NHL. Everyone is interested in going overseas, playing and making money like that, right? So a lot of these people, they're just going to go play ball. They're going to have the best 4 years of their lives. They're going to go out to be car salesmen. They're going to work a corporate job. They're going to maybe go out to be truckers, whatever they're going to do. And their best days are going to be in football, behind them in college. But to a large extent, they would have still subjected their bodies and themselves to the same rigors that pro athletes are going to face, because it's competitive at that level. They're going to get broken bones. They're going to get, torn ligaments and everything. Some of them might not be able to get to finish their collegiate careers because of injuries, and all they're going to have at the end to show for it is maybe a degree. It's great that they're able to get paper and paid for their services. But this is going to make them even more of a target, especially if and because they're not getting proper financial education. They're not at a point where they have proper judgment in place, because the brains are still developing, right? They're getting access to things, and their money is giving them opportunities that they never had before. And the worst part is, no one is going to really be able to coach and steer them through this, because this is the first generation of collegiate athletes with NIL money. There are no old heads that they can speak to that have insight and can give game and wisdom about how they handled money when they were getting in college. They're the pioneers of this.
Yeah.
Which means, unfortunately, they're also going to be the guinea pigs. They're going to be the failure stories. There's going to be a lot more of them that ruin themselves with this paper than make it. Hopefully, they'll be in place to go ahead and give their testimonies to the next generation and help them avoid the pitfalls. But right now, they're going to be making all the mistakes. This dude has no experience with properly getting women, because as soon as he hit puberty, it was a given that he's going to be a collegiate athlete at least, possibly a pro league athlete at best. And so he didn't have to learn how to talk to women. We spoke about this before. He didn't learn how to develop a tight mouthpiece and how to speak to women, how to read the room and understand. The women came to him. All of them lined up, looking ready to be the next professional baby mama.
Right.
How many child support babies can I get out of him? How many kids can I get out of him?
And that's exactly how they think.
All the tricks about how to poke holes in the condom. So, of course, for someone like him saying something like, "Hey, you want this horse?" made sense. I'm sure he probably thought he was clever too. Hey, man, I want to send a dick pic, but I don't want to tell her, right? Would you like a dick pic? I'm gonna say, "You want this horse?" Because again, I'm like a horse, right? You know, I know he thought he was clever as hell with that. He's probably chuckling the whole time. Eddie Murphy laughed and everything. And then again, did it with the coach's daughter. Further showcasing no wisdom, no discernment, nothing.
Nothing.
Given his status, that probably would have worked on just about every single other girl on campus. You did it on the one person that probably was not going to work on. Congratulations. Bravo. Like you said, he probably shot himself in the foot, because you know how these communities are. That might have been a collegiate head coach, but he probably knows some scouts, some agents, some folks up in the NFL level. When scouts come around saying, "Hey, do you have any players I can look at?" They're probably going to make sure that dude doesn't get seen. He's probably going to have whatever school he ends up in. He's probably going to be friends with the coaches over there, and they're already going to know what the deal is. I mean, this is not the way. As men, arguably the most important thing that you can do as a man, I'm going to stand 18 toes down on this. The most important thing that you can do as a man, bar none, is to develop sexual discipline.
Yep.
It is vital. It is necessary for you to have the optimum outcome in life. You have to do it. I was on a post earlier today where there was some dude walking around in this car dealership of all places with the damn sign on the front and his back talking about, "I had a 2-year-long affair with my wife," and his goofy wife walking there with their poor child. God bless that child. Crying out, "This is my husband. He thinks it's okay to do X, Y, and Z." And you can just see him just looking defeated and just worn down. And I'm like, you know what? I don't see a problem here. This is a victimless crime. I see water found its own level. Because, yeah, he played his hand, and we see that he doesn't have any integrity, that he has no discipline. Cheating on his wife, knowing that if he gets divorced, she's going to take half. He's going to be stuck with child support and alimony too, probably. But I see the way that she's conducting herself, and on top of that, with their child in tow, fully making mockery of the whole family. I see why he cheated, and I see why she's with him. It sounds like a match made in hell to me. But men see this and know this, and I see dudes in comments trying to defend it. I'm talking about, "Man, I do the same thing, and I'm not trying to pay for that child support. And he probably pay all the bills too, so he deserves an extra woman." No. I'm not going to do the monogamy debate with anybody anymore. I've made this pledge with myself. I said it today, and I'm official. As long as I live, I am never going to do the debate about monogamy or not, whether it's in men to be faithful to one woman or not. I'm not doing it anymore. I refuse. I will put a bullet in my own foot before I do it any further. That's my vow before God. I'm not doing it. I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm not going to say that. Whether you believe in monogamy or not, whether you believe that men aren't wired to be faithful to one woman or not, cool. Either way, I don't care. But for the love of God, if that's how you feel, please stop hamstringing yourself. Stop getting married to women knowing that if you cheat, it's going to cause problems. Don't do it. Why? Why? Why do you hate yourself that much and put yourself in this situation? Stop doing it. Go and get yourself one of these little polygynous relationships or whatever and abide by the terms that y'all said or whatever. Do that. But stop setting yourself up for failure and then crying, complaining later on. And one dude engaged me and he was respectful, so I had a chat with him. He didn't respond for some hours. I hope that what I said resonated with him. But it's like, look, he said, well, there's some dudes that do everything right and they still end up in this situation. And I told him, look, you can be a perfect driver, do everything right, even down to the hands on the 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock on the wheel, all that, and some dummy hits you. If that's the case, you charge with the game. It is what it is. But if you're the dummy crashing into people, you have control over that. You control what you control. If you don't have enough accountability to say, hey, you know what? I shouldn't have put myself in this position to begin with. Let me show some discipline. Then I don't know what to tell you. You've already lost. You are a loser. Whatever you decide, you need to be able to abide by that. Be the perpetual bachelor and do that, or get in a situation where you're able to be with multiple people. But whatever you decide to do as a man, you need to do it properly and be responsible and have integrity. You can be with multiple people and not sacrifice your integrity.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yep.
But you need to do that because your lack of integrity is what's going to hamstring you. And it doesn't matter whether you get married or not, because if you don't have sexual discipline, you may not commit to someone, but if you're out here racking up babies and putting yourself on the string for all this child support, same situation. You need to master self so you don't become mastered by others, because these women, they're running circles. They have the blueprint on y'all and you refuse to stop them. It's a very easy game plan to shut down, but the problem is you don't have what it takes up here to do it. So sexual discipline, if you don't have it, get it. Go see a therapist, work out whatever issues are holding you back from being able to control yourself and your longings and your desires or whatever. Do that. But the only person that should have the master key, the nuclear football on you and your decision-making skills is you, not somebody else. Let me go fill up my box share and run low on gas.
Well said. Definitely well said. And I hope it's perceived and received in that way to all the fellas that's out there listening, man. You got to level up. Once you level up, you also bring up the level of the women as well, because if you have all of the guys on a level like that, it forces women to take accountability on their behavior and level themselves up in the long run. So make sure you're doing your part. And just like that gentleman earlier who walked away, and some guys would be like, man, she looks so good, and they can't walk away. But what does that say about yourself as a man? If you can't walk away from something that quote unquote looks good because it goes against your morals, your standards, and what you believe in, then you're pretty much not the man you think you are. So make sure that you guys are out here making the great decision. Ladies, I do want to acknowledge some of the ladies out there that are past their prime. I know when Kevin Samuels and a lot of these guys have talked about y'all passing y'all primes and not making the great use of your prime years by linking up and building that family and everything like that or during that time. And then you end up getting into the latter years of your life and it's become very difficult for you to find a partner and be in a relationship, a loving relationship. So I see a lot of times, a lot of women, when you get up that age, you guys are basically running into getting any option you can get. I see a lot of women that's older really dating some real young guys. And it's real sad that, you're going way below your point to go date younger men like that, that you have to eventually train up to be a man. Because most of the guys really match their maturity level when they're seasoned in their latter years, not really at the 20s and 30s, like early 30s, like that. And you women are like 50 something going after these young dudes. And it's real bad. It's real shame. But I do want to highlight this with Vivica Fox real quick, and then I want to play a video. Then I'll let my boys cook. All right. So, as you guys know, Bobby, this is your homeboy who wrote this. He says it's so sad how her and Vivica went out, how they went out. If she wanted that, she should have got a man in her youth. Now that she's old, older men don't want to spend the money on her because it's transactional. So instead of choosing a man that is genuine from her, she wants to play the transaction dating market. Why would I spend money on you when a newer model is on the lot? Transactional relationship reduces both parties as a object instead of genuine connectivity. A man's worth is reduced in his money. A woman's worth is reduced in her looks and you. Y'all created this system, but nobody wants to lose in any market, stock market, crypto market, or dating market. All right. So he's replying to Lisa Ray explains why she only dates wealthy men. I don't want to stress my man out trying to keep up with my lifestyle. You want a vacation for a weekend, I vacation for a month. And I want to play this video real quick. So this video is a very disturbing video. But here we go.
Dominique or Destiny? Yes, ma'am. Come here real quick. I need y'all help. So remember the little young dude? He texted me again. He just was like, how you doing, beautiful? What you on? I was like, nothing. What's up, love? What you got going on? He was like, shit, slight. My people having kickback type shit. LMK, what's up? What does LMK mean? Hurry up so I can respond. Hey, I told him what you just told me to tell him, and he just texted back and he said, what you wearing? So I said, is there a dress code? What you wearing? He said, Kasubi jeans type shit, little chrome hearts hoodie type shit. What I'm supposed to wear? I got a purple blouse that I think would be too cute to put on tonight. What you think? You mean I can't wear no blouse to the kickback? This mean he want me to bring some liquor? He says stop at the store and grab a little Don Repo, baby. If you can, pull up on my cousin. He got a trolley waiting for me. What he need a trolley for? I'm driving my car there. I don't want to ride on no trolley. What he mean when he say, don't make plans to leave early? OFC. I'm trying to see what's to that OFN. What that mean?
All right. So if you got to use your children to translate what
Facts.
a young man is saying around
Oh
there,
my God.
you already lost before the conversation started, and I land my plane on that.
You lost big, and furthermore, y'all old broads, just be old. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stop trying to, fuck with these toddlers, man. Like the whole Erica Badu, Keisha Cole shit, that shit is corny. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to fuck with these toddlers. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all fucking with these niggas in their 20s. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still old. You know what I'm saying? You might look good for your age, but you're still old. And that's the reason why you need a fucking toddler. You feel like you need somebody you can control. You know what I'm saying? Because the control makes you feel important. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it boils down to. The control makes you feel important. And you fuck around and a dude level up and you can't control him no more. And you feel like you can't be with him. Shout out to your Maori. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just what it is, man. Like, yo, you get to the point the dude levels up and you can't control him though, boy. You don't want him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, stay in your lane. Just be old. We can see you. We know that you're older, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with growing older gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and a lot of these older women, the reason why you can't catch is because you're so busy trying to be young. That's Lala Anthony's problem. She's still out here posting up these ass out pictures and all this old shit, trying to lure in quality men. That's a young man's lure. That's a young man's lure. The kids 18 to 25. That lures them in. You're a 45, then there what 50-year-old woman out here still wallpapering the internet with your ass and wonder why you can't catch a decent man. Seriously? It's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's just really, really stupid. Again, I go back to the question I was asking about the young man earlier. Who the hell raised you and why do you think that's all right? Damn, you know, I'm really, really, the more I watch some of these people, particularly the ones who got money and influence, the more I watch them, the more I'm happy that I had the upbringing that I had, because clearly they may have a lot of accolades and money and all this old shit and a lot of fans, but they don't have common decency or common sense.
Yeah.
At all. God damn, this is basic shit.
Yeah.
If you got Billy Goat sense, like my great grandmother used to say, if you got Billy Goat sense, you can understand why these people are having trouble catching. You don't attract quality like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lisa Ray old ass need to sit the fuck down somewhere. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, she, how old is it? I think Lisa Ray is over 50. And Lisa Ray has never even been remotely cute to me. I never understood the big deal. Back in the day, it was her and Nia Long and who else was it? Sanaa Lathan, and all of them was bad.
Yeah.
Lisa Ray was always very mannish to me and just damn near butch, if I'm being totally honest. That was her. I never could see her as attractive because she was so masculine. Even the way she talks like a dude. There's nothing feminine about Lisa Ray. And she's still out here in her old age begging niggas for money. Like, yo, if it ain't happened, it's a reason it ain't happened. It's dudes out here, and it's dudes out here with money. They just ain't spending it on you. And I really find this very, very curious, because I hear this all the time. These women whining and complaining about men not spending on them. And, oh, you know, the men's don't want to pay to take me out on a date. Oh, Lord Jesus, Lord. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then what was the women's liberation movement for? Y'all are always talking about how equal you are, and I take you at your word. I don't have a problem with, you know, I respect women. Okay. If you're equal, then pull your own fucking weight. Why are you still out here begging for a nigga to take care of you if you're so equal? You got to make up your fucking mind. Either you're the woman and you want a man to take care of you, or you're equal. You know what I'm saying? And from where I sit, from what I understand, shit, you can vote, you can work, you can do all the shit that we can do. So why are you still sitting out here with your hand out like a fucking panhandler? Get up off your lazy ass, take some acting classes, and go fucking learn how to do what you've been trying to pretend to know how to do for the last 10, 15 years, for real. Lisa Ray, go and do something for yourself. Support you. Not worry about a nigga coming along to do it. Support yourself. That way you're an asset and not a liability as you are currently. And maybe some guys will start taking you seriously, because when you see an old lady popping that bullshit about a dude gotta pay my way. It's just a running joke. Like nobody's taking that shit seriously. You see a young fly sister talking that shit. It's like, okay, I'm still not that kind of. I'm still not that guy. I don't believe in pay to play. You understand what I'm saying? But you can at least, it's at least believable. You can at least take it a little more seriously. We see a woman Lisa Ray's age popping that shit about, a dude got to pay my way, and I can't, be with you if you ain't paying all my bills. And shut up, just shut up. Nobody wants to hear that shit from you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna share Metamucil shakes. God damn it! Like at the end of the day, to the guys that are in her dating range, they're gonna share Metamucil shakes. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna massage each other with Aspirin. They're like, this is not. What are we talking about here? Really? No, you can't talk like that, Lisa Ray. You need to sit your little ass down and be happy anybody is checking for you. Please print that. Shit. Fuck you talking about? Like, it just gets on my nerves. The sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
These women heads so fucking big, you wonder how they get in the door.
Correct.
Anywhere they are. Dude, what are you talking about? See, this is the thing. I've said this a while ago, man. You're supposed to love people and use things, not the other way around. And I resent anytime one of these fucking goofy ass birds comes out talking about men as though we're just objects that are put here to pay their way through life. Fuck you. That's what. Please print that. Fuck out of here, man. It upsets.
I know we got time running. It's very low. Go ahead, Bob. You want to wrap that up real quick before we get on real quick to our last segment?
Yeah, man. It's a shame to see situations like this. Because and I see where you're coming from about Lisa Ray Major. And to be honest, I don't know if I remember her properly, because to be honest, I remember Lisa Ray when she was at the height of her powers.
Yeah.
And I remember some things that she was in, but I can't actually remember lines from her or speaking whatever. I just really remember more her image. So
facts.
What you're saying is true, but I'm realizing I want to disagree with it, but I'm like, I can't probably do it because I don't have anything to call as a receipt saying you're wrong because XYZ. I can't do it.
It's forgettable.
So I can't say that you're wrong. I also don't say that you're right, but I can see that. But for many people, Lisa Ray was that chick, and not just on some colorism nonsense, but she was fine as hell.
I know.
Just look at the picture; she's fine as hell, and she had the opportunities.
Sure did.
But like many do, and not just gonna dump it. This is not a Lisa Ray thing. This is many women in this position. They had the high hand, they had the pot, but they didn't leave the table when they were up. They figured, you know what? Now the night's still young, so am I. Let me go ahead and make some more hand. I already got 100,000 sitting here. Let me see if I can flip this to 500 grand.
I think she did though. She married.
She was married. She was married twice.
Yeah, I think she did leave the. She did leave the casino. When she was up, but she didn't behave.
That's the problem, because she was there, but she still was exactly. She still couldn't leave that behind, or at least divorce that image of herself. She still had to play up to that. No different from these dudes that they go again and get married, but they still want to be the playboy on the yachts with all the women around them. It's the same thing. Unfortunately, everyone will call it the playboy for that, but they won't call it the women for doing that. They'll just say that the men who are cool that are insecure. They won't say that the woman who's at home married to the playboy when he's out with all the women on the bikinis. They won't say that the woman's insecure. Girl, you're married to him. Just relax. He comes home to you. They won't say that. But the dude that's not cool with his woman being all out there on the boulevard, he's just insecure. He's trying to stop her greatness, all kind of nonsense, whatever. Bad advice, right?
So
the worst advice, actually.
Yeah.
But now she's at a point where basically she may never admit this, like she probably wouldn't. But if she could go back in time to her younger self, and see the way how she's carrying on, she probably would have taken it in the back and smacked some sense and said, "You messing this up.
Mm-hmm.
You effing up the count. Relax." Again, just a quick side note to the ladies: learn how to leave the table when you have the max return. Again, you're not gonna have infinite opportunities. Men can put themselves in the same box as well too, but for us, we at least have later in the game because the things that women look for men are not the same things that men look for women, and vice versa. This is why Lisa Ray talking about her big bank. She's looking for a man who has as much as her because she's looking for someone to match or whatever. It's not the same because you're not going to be. You're basically saying right then and there, you're not looking for a dude who has less than you. You're not looking to go and spend money on vacations for you and him. You're looking for a man to either spend it on you at best or at worst has the same amount as you can spend along with you. And you're both spending the same money that you all made together. You're not looking to be a provider for a man. So therefore, your resources and wealth are of no consequence because they don't benefit him. It makes sense for a woman to seek a man with money because the expectation is for the man to be the financial provider, to be the breadwinner, to provide for the household. And that's fine. But that's why you can't come talking about, I have my own this, I'm independent, this, that, and the third. If you are not looking to use your resources on men the way men are looking to use the resources on you, then that is not a bargaining chip. And furthermore, a lot of men aren't with that. There are some dudes that are more than happy to go ahead and let you spend money on him. A lot of dudes are old school. They're not looking to go and get a woman tricking on them like that. So for a lot of men, that's going to be a turnoff because that comes off as very masculine. You acting like you got it, like you have to pee in a urinal right next to them or something. So this is the box that you're in. And this is one of the dangers of women being in the position of Lisa Ray, because mind you, women who are not named Lisa Ray, who are not as accomplished as her, who have not been all the Hollywood, they haven't been in big movies, they're not well known like that, they're not household names. Women who are not in that boat have these same exact issues. So adding fame with your bankroll really doesn't help your case. Younger dudes are checking for you because they're basically like Jake Paul. They want to knock off a legend. They want the record to reflect, man, I smashed and crashed Lisa Ray. Yeah, that Lisa Ray. Yeah. They want to be able to say they did that. That's an accomplishment. That's a trophy for them. The dudes your age, they're not looking for that. For the most part, they've got that out of the system. Or if they're looking to keep reliving those days, they're not looking to do, like he said, with the older model. They're looking for the newer model. Whether you're on your Leonardo DiCaprio vibe, your Jamie Foxx vibe, and you're looking at the 20-year-olds, or you're in that 50-year bracket, but you're looking for the 30-year-olds, they're not looking to do this with the women their age. They're looking to do it with the younger model. So you have to bear this in mind. You need to develop the attributes and the traits that are going to get you chose if this is your concern. Just talking about, I want a man with money, I want a man with this, he needs to be able to spend like me, I'm not looking to date down. You're talking all these negative things, and you're not doing anything to advertise yourself. And women in this case, like Lisa Ray, it's from a place of ego because they're thinking, I'm Lisa Ray. That's it. I don't need to tell you what's in the vehicle. Right? I'm a Bentley. That says it all. I don't need to tell you about the leather seats, about the climate control seats. I don't need to tell you about the push to start. I don't need to tell you about that. I'm the Bentley. The name sells itself. No, ma'am. That doesn't work that way for you. Men are looking to see, do you have the morals and the values that I'm looking for? Do you have the traits and attributes? Are you someone I can build with? Can I have peace with you? Can I enjoy my time? Do you do things that's going to make me smile? Are you going to be an asset? That's what men are interested in looking at. All the other stuff you banding about, like you're auditioning men. No, you're not auditioning men. The men are auditioning you, and they are not giving you the callback number. They're not. So we have to bear this in mind. Again, You need to understand how to play the game. You think you know how, and you have no clue. You out here down bad. You sitting at the poker table, 500 G's on the table in your pot, and you out here trying to play canasta. You trying to play spades. It's poker. Learn the rules for the game that you're playing. And this is why, again, theme for the night is advice. You cannot afford to go around living life on bad advice. You can't. That's the most expensive mistake that you can ever make because, again, even if you do, by grace and mercy, get a second chance or a do-over, you got a lot to walk back. You have a lot of things to undo before you can even start to get on the right path. You have to undo the mess. You can't just jump and leapfrog to the good situation. You've got to undo all the garbage that you racked up over the years going the wrong path. And then if you're fortunate enough, you can get on the right track and get however much time out of it that's left on the clock there. But it's much better to quote, as Major put it, to quote Lil Wayne's concubine, better late than never, but never late is better. We need to stop aspiring to play Monday morning quarterback, aspiring to play catch up, and start aspiring to get it right out the gate the first time. Because it's cultural, I'm not going to put any stock or any glory in redemption, because unfortunately, we've made redemption the goal now as a culture. We've made getting it right the second, third, 8th, 19th, 100th time around. We've made that the objective and the celebratory point. So I'm not going to celebrate redemption. We've done too much of that now. I'm celebrating getting it right out the park the first time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm celebrating. That's what I'm advocating for. Stop trying to be a comeback story. Don't ever fall behind in the first damn place.
Exactly.
That's where we need to be at.
All right, well said. And that segues us right into what we got going on. I'm just going to show these videos and then get into the Queen Crown Check for the night. Ladies, don't be this woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you guys are on the point and the verge of just talking about you don't need a man, you don't need a man. And then you get caught up in these situations and then you want a man to help you. And ain't nobody helping you because we can sense that energy and that attitude. All right?
Come on, he hit it up. We don't need burn no. Put that on. It's not working. What am I gonna do? Come on, he hit it up. We don't need burn no. Put that on. It's not working.
So you got all these men out there just giving you advice to push the car over because, you know, you out here with that attitude like, hey, you know, you don't need a man, but in actuality, you do need a man. So I do want to.
You don't need no man.
Yeah,
strong. That's strong, and I wish I could capture that picture right there. That right there is
I love
strong and independent and don't need a man.
I love it.
Right there, summed it perfectly.
I love it.
So I do want to share these two videos and then get into what I got to get into. And
I got to talk about this because this irritated me. I just saw a post where a lady was talking about how she found her soulmate, how her husband just worked overnight, like a really long shift, and he came home and, you know, he was like, hey, I'm really tired. I'm going to order some food. She said, no, I'm okay. Me and the baby already ate. And then he was like, okay. So he ordered food. And when the food came from DoorDash, she opened it and she smelled it and she immediately wanted to eat. And out the bag, he pulls out a burrito for her. Like he already had ordered her food. So it made her emotional, whatever. And she's like, I found my soulmate. What bothers me about that is you know your husband just worked an over OD shift. You ate, but you didn't have no food ready for him when he got home. And you talking about, oh, he thought about me. Why didn't you think about him? I can't with these women nowadays, bro.
All right. And then I got this one here.
Everyone is married. If they're not married, they're engaged and they're working on families. Like, it's literally only my culture that's still 30 and we're still out here. Like,
they're gonna get married earlier. Like, that is the goal. Like, let me find a partner, let's get married, blah, blah, blah. Black culture do not want black love. They do not want the black, you opportunity, the black family, to thrive.
America profits off women being single, especially the black women.
Women back in the day, remember, they were fighting for our rights, all that shit. Women used to stay at home, cook, clean. They had to only tax the man. Why? Because the man was the only one working. Now they found a way to separate that. Now they're taxing men and women.
Look at the music that's portrayed by black female artists. It's all fuck a nigga, be independent, get the bag. I don't cook, I don't clean, don't do shit for that nigga. Dump him if he cheats on you. Like, none of that shit resembles a fucking positive relationship.
Words have a powerful meaning on it. So, but dude, I love that type of music. I'm sorry, City Girl.
See? All right, and then going into this meme right here, 83% of married black men who earn at least 100K annually are married to black women. So stop promoting the bullshit. That is factual shit. And why did I bring it all up? Because as you guys can see, we had Jonathan Major's ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, drops assault and defamation suit. All claims are dismissed without prejudice. And then turned around, and guess what? Jonathan Major and Megan Good are officially engaged. Congratulations to Megan and Jonathan on their engagement, and he did it while he was on the red carpet in front of everybody and made the announcement and shocked this girl. And now he finally got his Coretta Scott, not a white woman trying to find a Coretta Scott in a white woman. That ain't gonna work, buddy. He should have had great advice from the get-go to tell him that, why are you chasing snow bunnies? And then if he would have got that advice from before, he would have been a person that definitely would have stayed out of trouble and hadn't gotten in that situation. But you play with fire, you will get burnt. All right, so with that being said, we're definitely going to get into our crown check for tonight. All right, so our crown check for tonight is this phenomenal young lady, 11 years old. Amari made history, youngest radio personality in the entire United States. She is the youngest radio personality in the United States. She's 11 years old. She interviewed various guests. All the guests asked the golden question, which is, why did they receive Jesus Christ and the Lord Savior, and how have their life been after receiving him? The name of her show is Amari J Show. Airs every Saturday at 12 p.m. on envisionradio.com. The replay airs every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on Envision Radio as well as YouTube. And shout out to Amara for doing a phenomenal job and actually putting a positive spin on little young girls and not getting caught up with the Cardi B's and Sexy Reds and all that other nonsense and going in a whole different direction. And that is our crown check for tonight. All right, fellas, y'all can wrap us up.
Okay, that's what's up. That's outstanding. Outstanding crown check. Salute to that young sister. I love to see things like that. It gives me hope, and it's such a beautiful thing to see. To go back over some of the videos you just showed, the one of the woman turning the car or trying to turn the car over by herself, and everybody just standing by just watching her. That shit was just epic. I'm going to post that up on my page. I'm gonna make a video out of that. That was epic. Yes, yeah. That we need more of that. We need to focus more on marriage though, and at a younger age. I really like that video where a lot of people were chiming in on that and talking about how society doesn't allow Black people to really focus on marriage, and promote marriage, especially at a young age. You remember when Lori Harvey broke up with Michael B. Jordan, and you had all these fucking birds out here that are lifelong relationship failures. You and I know most of them out here talking about, oh, she too young to get married. She only 25. So you want her to be 50 like you and still out here looking? Or 50 like you and out here married and got a serial cheater, a nigga who beats your ass? You want that for her? Is that what you want? Because I mean, we know all the types. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and she had a good, solid dude.
Yeah.
At the time in her life when she was able, a young woman is able to kind of have her pick, as far as suitors is concerned, because she has the most leverage when she's a young woman. You understand what I'm saying? So you want them to piss off their youth like you did, is basically what all the birds were saying. You want Lori Harvey to piss off her youth like you did. And we need to get off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not working. Unfortunately, right now we're at the point where 1 in 4 Black women will ever marry. That's just a fact. That's a statistical fact. 1 in 4 Black women will ever marry. And it's because so many of you like to hold on, because there was also, it dovetailed into this whole, love of city girl culture and city girl music and all that shit. Well, I've always said this: stupid in, stupid out. You listen to enough of that dumb shit and you start doing it. You listen to enough Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, City Girls, and all that brain rot that they pump into your head, all that stupid shit they keep saying to you. And you're going to eventually start enacting those behaviors, even on a subconscious level where you don't even realize that you're enacting those behaviors, because it's become something that's second nature to you. It's become normalized. I can tell you, man, I've been around for a minute. 20 years ago, you didn't have women out here, behaving the way that they behave now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't have that. You didn't have, women like Meg Thee Stallion out here putting out songs talking about thought shit. Like that was the cool shit to talk about. You didn't have that 20, 25 years ago. You didn't even have women wearing weaves 30 years ago like that. I mean, they wore some braids, you know what I'm saying? But like weave in the hair, white woman weave in the hair 24/7, 365. No, you didn't have that 30 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? So I can remember back in the days when a woman wearing a weave was made fun of. You know what I'm saying? Like I can remember that. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't think that things can only be one way. I mean, before my time, if you look, back in my mom's day or whatever, the women wore afros. You know what I'm saying? The women wore braids. The women wore curls. They wore their hair in all kind of styles. You know what I'm saying? Whereas they were still themselves. See, women have a very serious problem today where they want to be anything but themselves.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And it speaks to the lack of integrity that many of them have and the lack of self-love. And that's just what it is. This is why they can get into these city girl anthems and whatever, where they constantly denigrating men, constantly talking down on men, talking about how niggas ain't shit, all fuck niggas. You don't hear any positive songs whatsoever from the overwhelming majority of these female rappers. They are Satan incarnate. You understand what I'm saying? The male ones too, they rap about the fuckery that the male rappers rap about is more about drugs and selling drugs and getting high, whatever the case may be, promiscuous sex. It's not so much bitches ain't shit, but they say that too. But the women, it's almost 1000% niggas ain't shit, niggas ain't shit. It's okay to sell your pussy. It's that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, this is the type of shit that is going into your young daughters' heads. I hate when I hear people say, oh, it's no, y'all making a big deal over nothing. No, dumbass, we're not. Because people don't realize that your daughters are not really listening to you as much as you would like to think. It's these people, these mega stars out here have some influence on your daughters. That's why your daughters are going to prom, with ass out dresses on like Sierra and Rihanna. You understand what I'm saying? They're not copying you, they're copying them. I'm just saying. So yeah, y'all need to get on top of it. And as a group, as a race, we need to really, 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 get on this marriage kick and start promoting it in Black society and promoting it at a young age. Because the longer that you're out there and just kind of floating around, hopping from dick to dick, I mean, you're getting more mileage and you're making yourself less likely to be a serious marital candidate. And that's just what it is. That's how men think. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, the men are the ones that kind of hold the keys right now as far as marriage is concerned, because women have made it such that, it's not really, how do I say? Women have made it right now so that it's not, they don't have the pull that they once had when it comes down to marriage. If a guy says that he wants to marry a woman, she's running to the opportunity because so many guys are like, the hell with marriage. I'm not interested, because the quality of the women is so poor. So let's tighten up out here, ladies and gentlemen too. You know what I'm saying? Let's take each other seriously, and let's start dating with intention, because the way that things are going right now, it's really, really, it's horrific. And a lot of it comes from a lot of us getting horrible advice and moving on it. We need to really, really get away from that as a culture.
Yeah, well said. Definitely well said. Bobby, wrap it up for us. Take us out of here.
You have to understand that what we've been told in a lot of regards is a lie about a lot of different things. One of the more prevalent lies that has become widely known and embraced is the idea that life is short. And the funny thing is, when people typically talk about how short life is, usually that's being said as a way to get people to really embrace and seize the moment, and to live your life to the fullest, what have you, which is good advice. You should do that, because the reality is the next second isn't promised to you. You don't know when your time is ultimately going to be up. It could be today, it could be many years from now. So you really should make the most of every moment. Unfortunately, you have a lot of people that take that as a license to be reckless and wild as hell with the way they live their life and the decisions that they make. We talked before about making decisions in survival mode and what the pros and the cons of that are. Because you can make decisions in survival mode where you're only thinking about the immediate short term. And if you die today, well, then that's great. What you did work for the moment. But if you don't die today, if you have a lot of time on the clock left, you have 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years left, you have to live with the results of whatever you did. And if those choices that you made are not conducive for the long term, you're going to be in a whole world of trouble. And then you're going to wish that you dropped down dead today. Life is short, but the reality is that's relative, because life is also long. However much time you have on this planet is relative. For you, that's long. If a person only has 5 years to live, for them, that's a long time for them. For somebody else that might be short, that person might have 50 years to live. Somebody else might have 100 years to live, and the person with 50 years to live, 100-year-old saying, wow, that's a short time to live. Time in that respect is relative. But regardless, whether you have short-term or long-term outlooks, the decisions that you make matter. You ultimately need to be making choices that are going to give you the maximum return on your investment. While life is fleeting, you can't promise the next second. It's relatively natural to assume that you're going to have a long life. The reason why we have an average life expectancy is because most people do not drop down dead in 5 years. The average person makes it to about 80 years old now. I think the life expectancy of men is about 81 years old. For women, it's like about 86, 87, I think.
Mm.
So what you really need to be doing is planning as if you're going to live for 80 years. That's what you ideally need to be doing. You need to be making decisions and listening to sources and people that are going to help you maximize that time, that 80 years that you have. If you fall short, is what it is.
Mm.
But most people make it to that point. You need to move as if you're going to head to that point. That means making choice today that the you at age 75, age 78, age 82 is going to thank you for. Choices about how you approach dating and relationships, choices about your careers, choices about your profession, choices about parenthood and children, choices about how you save and spend your money, how you invest your money. All these different things, they matter.
Mm.
Now, nobody has all the answers. Nobody. That is why, as people living in concert and harmony with other people, we are supposed to be relying on one another. There are people who have lived life, they've experienced life, they've made bad choices, they've made good choices, and they have good game to give, and they're willing to give that good game. Whether it's voluntary, they're just willing to just give it to you for free, or whether you have to pay for it, there is good game that is out there. Reliable game. Game that's proven other people have followed that advice and they've benefited from it. And it's out there. But you have to make it a point to find that good insight, listen to the advice, and act on it.
Mm.
So the question is, well, you're talking about good decisions, bad decisions. How do I know if I'm making good decisions? How do I know that I've got good sources in my ear? Well, as far as the sources go, one of the things I can definitely tell you is that a good source, a good repository for information or for wisdom and advice, it's not always going to make you feel good.
Mm.
If whoever you're listening to always makes you feel warm and fuzzy and you got the tinglies inside, there's butterflies, and it's like you're in a cloud in a bed of ease, you are on the road to destruction.
Yeah.
Because even the best of us from time to time need to get our ass kicked. We need to get a good slap to the back of the head.
Mm.
Players mess up too. And you're not immune to that. And so, especially if you know you're not getting the results that you want in life, you're probably going to need a whole lot more smacks to the head to get it right. So what you're listening to needs to be putting the fire under your ass and holding you accountable. That's what a good mentor should do for you. That's what a good guru should do for you. A good advisor, that's what they should do for you. They should be challenging you, pushing you, and causing you to look at yourself plainly and frankly. If you got someone telling you, girl, you just fine. Man, you that man, man. Hey, don't listen to them, man. You want it. Especially if you know that you're not where you need to be, something's wrong. You need to be challenged and pushed so that you're growing. Number two, how do I know that the advice that I'm getting or that I'm following is solid and credible? First things first. Are you getting the results that you want? No matter what, that's ultimately the litmus test. Am I getting the desired results from the game that I'm getting? And if it's not working, is it because the advice is wrong or is it because I'm not executing properly? Because a good plan, a poor execution is going to get you a failed result. But if you apply good execution to a crappy plan, it's still going to be a failed result. You need to find out, is it you or is it them? If it's you, tighten up. If it's them, swap them out. That's simple. But you need to make it a point to find out, am I getting good game and insight? Am I with the right people? Because this is going to make a huge impact on the course and duration of your life. And in some cases, it might even affect the length of your life. We're talking about life is short. If you follow the wrong advice, your life is probably going to be very short.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. 80 years old, you might not scratch 29. Keep it up. So, there you have it. So make sure that you're taking this seriously. Treat it seriously because you only have one life to live, and it should be spent making the best choices possible for maximum quality and maximum quantity. All right. Thank you guys for rocking with us for yet another week. Go ahead and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to tonight's show if you like what you were hearing. Make sure you tell somebody, tell a friend, tell the enemy, tell somebody that you're on the fence about. Put us out there, put us in the game, because we do our best to give you good game and good insight here. Make sure you also click on the bell icon, select all notifications. We are not going to bombard your timeline. We're not going to kill your notifications. But when 8 o'clock rolls around, Eastern Standard Time, and it's time for us to come up here and chop it up with y'all, you will know to report front and center for active duty so we can go ahead and get ourselves programmed for the week to come. Much love. We want to thank everyone that's been rocking out with us in the comments. We appreciate you guys. Miller Renee, Lord Cordis, Nubis TV, and everyone else who was there but didn't say anything. We appreciate y'all. Much love. Stay safe. We'll catch y'all next week, same time, same place. Manversations 2020. Anthony Malcolm, Major Gage, Bobby Drake. We out. You think?
Yep. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manversations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we
Man
must
up.
stand together and be counted because people look to us for guidance, leadership,
Man
and
up.
protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job.
Man up.
Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose.
Man up.
Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage.
Man up.
We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up.